is your Leo new moon outlook for July 24th, 2025. And we have the new moon, the beautiful new moon in Leo. And what is Leo? Leo is a fixed sign, very determined and stubborn. And what else is Leo? Leo is a fire sign filled with ideas, creativity, and energy. And this particular Leo moon, what really stands out here is the opposition to powerhouse retrograde Pluto in Aquarius. Yes, indeed. And keep in mind, they are both fixed, stubborn signs. And what does this mean? Well, the sun and the moon, the new moon, of course, are in razzle dazzle Leo. And Leo is also connected with what? The fifth house. It's very creative. It's all about children. It's all about, yes, our creativity. It is a little bit about speculation, and the fifth house is about our feelings. To some degree, our feelings and our emotions, and about taking chances. And what is Pluto in Aquarius? Well, Aquarius, kind of like Leo, is very creative. The future is Aquarius. Pluto is power. And it's retrograde now. So Pluto in Aquarius is not at its best. And so Pluto is always connected with those in authority, the powers that be. And with the opposition, with the new moon in Leo, there may be, well, opposition or conflicts connected with those in power. Maybe a little bit too much power for those in power. And so this, because this is connected with the new moon in Leo, will be a focus. And because it is a new moon in Leo, do not be surprised if there are new leaders now or those in positions of authority. And because we're talking Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, these individuals with the opposition to the new moon may be individuals or those in authority right now that we may not be too happy about, either because they are placed in new positions or there are those that are in authority that we will challenge or that have, well, new ideas. It's a fresh new moon here. Or that we will feel that are kind of a little bit erratic, a little bit eccentric, or they have kind of radical, what is Pluto in Aquarius? Future ideas. So a lot is going on with a changing of the hands with leadership or leaders that we may find that are very unique now or that are coming to the forefront that are just very different and very much about future, space, technology, possibly AI, and a little bit different. And with the moon in Leo, well, these leaders will have a natural sense of authority because that's what Leo is. Leo loves the show. Leo loves to be in charge. So the new leaders now, or those that are coming forward that are now popular or now well known, are going to be, as such, very much uh, a showman or showwoman, very much about power and maybe a little bit of a tinge too much power for them. And those that are a bit progressive. And because we have the fixed opposition here, we may not be so comfortable with these new leaders. So that's what we've got to look out right now. And the moon over the next day will conjoin what? Retrograde Mercury. Yes, retrograde Mercury in the retrograde phase right now. And Mercury retrograde, well, it's in Leo. And with Mercury, the communicator in Leo, and once the following day, the moon in Leo conjoins Mercury retrograde. Well, as usual, with Mercury retrograde, there can be mix-ups with communications of all form, and because Leo is connected with the fifth house, there may be communication issues connected with speculation and connected with what? Children's issues. So because we've got this Leo new moon and it's with Mercury, there may be some concerns connected with children, children's issues, and so on. Also connected with what? The arts, creativity. What are we speculating right now? What are we a little bit unsure that we want to take chances with right now? And this is not always about gambling, like, the lotto or something like that, although it could be, and that could actually be in the news somehow, good or not so good with this retrograde Mercury. But it's about what we want to take chances with, or what we are discussing about our future. And that's very prominent now. There's going to be a lot of discussion about what's ahead for us, a lot of planning about the future and taking chances. And because there we have it again, this opposition with the new moon and the Pluto powerhouse, we are really looking forward to taking chances in what? That which is represented by Pluto in Leo, or excuse me, Pluto in Aquarius and the new moon in Leo. So we're talking all about the future now. And some of these ideas, or yes, inventions, creative endeavors may not sit well with us right now, especially if it connects with computers, inventions, yes, that which deals with space and so on and so forth. And because we have this opposition to retrograde Pluto in Aquarius with the Leo moon, there also may be issues with these areas as well, or delays, blocks connected with computing, or yes, AI, space travel, a big conversation right now, and as mentioned, the future and our expression, how we express ourselves to some degree, because we're talking the opposition here between Pluto and Aquarius and the Leo moon, new moon, how we express ourselves. So this is going to be a topic, believe it or not, of discussion, because it is about our individuality. That is Aquarius, that is Leo, and that is where they meet in the middle. It's about our loyalty. Also, our loyalty to what? The powers that be here right now, because of Pluto in Aquarius and that very commanding Leo sun with the moon. So it's about how do we express ourselves, our need to be individualistic, whether that's involved with our creativity, whether it is involving our choices, this type theme, and our independence and our personal belief system is what is going to come into play now and connected with the powers that be. And a lot of fresh new energy here. So, as aforementioned, I am apt to believe there's a lot of changing of the hands here with regards to power between the new moon in Leo and the next full moon. So look for that for sure. Hey, but it's a great time to really believe in yourself, to really believe in your individuality, your personal expression, your creativity, your brilliance. And hey, with Leo there, it doesn't hurt to show off a little or really broadcast your personal creative opinions. And that's what's gonna be really going around now. People really want to express themselves, their opinions, their feelings, their individuality. But this can have negative effects, but it can also be very positive indeed. Okay, and we've got Jupiter in Cancer yet at 10 degrees. And this is, well, making a bit of a wide square to the Saturn Neptune conjunction. And retrograde. So we got that retrograde theme going on right now too. So you don't want to push your luck into big projects right now. Although the wide square with Neptune and Saturn is very good for grandiose ideas. We really have sight of the big picture and the future now. And that seems to be another theme here. We're talking all about what's ahead for us, starting projects and so on. And with Jupiter and Cancer squaring Neptune and Saturn, we're going to have to really kind of temper some of these grandiose ideas that we have for projects. Well, it's okay to have these ideas, but you might want to hold off at another time with Saturn and Neptune retrograde to begin any big business or to really put forth some serious plans now because of that Saturn, Neptune, a little bit of that deception going on with the very wide square to Jupiter in Cancer. But hey, it's great for your imagination. Write those ideas down. Yes, indeed. And we have Venus, the planet of love and affection, in the sign of Gemini. Oh, yes, Venus and Gemini. That's kind of very fickle, but it is in Gemini. So right now, love is going to be a little bit detached. We kind of feel like we want our space a little bit. We're feeling awfully chatty. We really have the need, because we're talking third house here, we have the need to communicate. We have the need to really, kind of like the Leo Aquarius connection, to really express our individuality and independence in love. However, we must keep in mind here there is a square off between Venus, the planet of love and affection, and the South Node and Mars. Oh, yes, that Venus Mars connection in Virgo. So that kind of gives us a bit of a little bit of some insecurity right now. We're talking Venus and Mars. the classic connection for love, affection, and relationships. So, our affections could be more about taking the critical road than taking the compassionate road right now. In relationships, we want to talk, we want to express ourselves in love and communicate. But when it comes to love and affection, well, we may be a little bit more apt to criticize first than to really just go with the flow and express ourselves and be a little bit more sensitive, because Mars is the planet of action, the planet of affection, and Mars just wants to move ahead and take action. And with the sign of Virgo, Mars is not always at its best now. And when it squares planet Venus of love, well, right now, this may create a certain friction in the air, a certain tension. And not just with love relationships, this can be connected with family, it can be connected with work, and so we may experience some frustrations now. But what is Mars, the planet of action, really good for connected with Virgo? Well, Mars is action, and Virgo is about what? It's about the sixth house, and that's about looking at the details through a microscope. It is about research. It is about not believing everything that we are told, because Virgo's a bit discriminating. Virgo is analytical. So we're kind of dissecting right now the details. But with Mars, it's really great for diet, exercise. This may be a really good time if you want to get involved with diet or exercise. You really want to keep up to snuff with your work, and Mars in Virgo is a bit of a perfectionist. So right now we're really going to be focused on a lot of hard work and really focus on our objectives. But research comes into play here. This may be a topic for us personally in the news. And Mars is with the South Node. Oh boy, ouch, because that indeed also squares off chatty, very light-hearted Venus in Gemini right now. And we're not talking the South Node, we're talking, or excuse me, the North Node, we're talking the now North Node and the South Node, because, yes, indeed, the North Node is also in Pisces. So there's a bit of a T-square here in the mutable signs between Venus, the planet of love, who's feeling kind of lighthearted now and wanting to travel and be on the go. Oh, we're feeling so busy, so many communications. And that very kind of disseminating analytical South Node with Mars, the action planet in Virgo, making a T-square with soft, sensitive, intuitive, spiritual Pisces. Yes. So this kind of turns up a little bit of the friction volume right now. But let's break it down. Venus is chatty in Gemini. We want to be on the go. We want to travel. We want to communicate. We want to write. Oh, we're just so busy right now. But then you've got the square between Mars, the action planet, and the South Node in Virgo. So that kind of clashes with our need to really communicate. We want to communicate, but not before we want to nitpick over those details, which, as aforementioned, may create difficulties in all relationships. And because the North Node is in Pisces. And keep in mind, the North and South Node are very sensitive, excuse me, sensitive points in the sky. So we may be feeling a little bit sensitive right now with that Pisces connection with the North Node and falling into this mutable T square between Pisces, Gemini, and Virgo. So we want to not look at those closest to us from a very critical standpoint. We want to be more compassionate. Always take the hint from Pisces here. And yes, Virgo, it's a great time to do some digging and hard work. And this is also going to be a topic out there right now. It's about research. Do we believe, and we will want to communicate our belief systems? Do we believe what is being told with us? And we don't want to be, overly difficult. We want to communicate. We want to research. We want to be sensitive. And certainly with the North Node in Pisces, this is kind of heightening our intuition right now and our sensitivities, which is wonderful. That's a beautiful trait. But we don't want to get so carried away with our personal beliefs and nitty-picky that this does create conflict. So don't be surprised if in the news or in our lives personally, this may create conflicts. We just have to temper some of these conflicts with sensitivity, compassion, and empathy. Yes, indeed. And what else is Virgo? Mars, South Node, and Pisces. It's all about health care. It's all about the 12th and the 6th house axis. So not only is work or employment issues going to come to the forefront, we're really wanting to work now, really wanting to research. Yes, there's conflicts of ideas, but Pisces and Virgo is all about health, health care, the 12th house, mental health, the 6th house, physical health, and there could be discussions about health and wellness right now. Or because there's this theme of transformation or the future, we may have discussions about health right now and how is our health up to snuff, or making changes in the health care system, or that deals again with mental health and or physical health. And we may have certain ideas about such, and this may also be cause for a little bit of some conflict there with this T square. Yes, and we do have, let's see now, we do have, yes, the Neptune and Saturn conjunction, now retrograde. So, yes, oh boy, we've got more retrograde planets here. And so this may cause some frustrations in the area of what? What is Aries? Aries is a leader, kind of like with Leo. And there is a trine with this new moon, which is really good. But we can't omit that Saturn with Neptune retrograde can be very frustrating about taking the initiative. We really want to get things going. That's Aries. But with Saturn and Aries, it's not always at its best. Retrograde with nebulous Neptune. So this is a time Aries wants to initiate. Aries is a go-getter like Leo. They are natural leaders. And this is great right now with this trine between Saturn and Neptune with the fire of the Leo new moon. So we are feeling awfully enthusiastic, and to some degree, Aries, kind of like Leo, because they are fellow fire signs, can be rather enthusiastic. We want to begin, and that's the whole tone here, additionally, of this new moon. We want to begin projects. We want to start businesses. We want to commence whatever that may be. But with the retrograde planets right now, we feel like there are stumbling blocks, delays, and then you have this T-square with the north-south node and Mars and with Venus. This is kind of adding to some frustrations right now. So Aries is take charge. It's I want to move forward with Saturn and Neptune. But the details are a little bit confusing right now because Neptune kind of shades the facts, and maybe because of this, with this Virgo connection, that's why we got to really do some digging on this new moon. But this is not the time really to start these serious projects. My advice, kind of use your imagination, because that is one good thing here with Neptune and Saturn, even retrograde. This is a good time to create, and especially with the trine with the Leo new moon. This is a time to really have those lively Venus and Gemini, lively discussions about your new projects, what the future has to hold, and your imagination kind of doing the background work right now. And once the planets move to direct position here, then that will be a time to take action. But this is a good time to write those ideas down, to really express yourself on paper and express your ideas for what you want to have in the future with your ideas, projects, creativity, and so on. Because of all this retrograde connection right now. Well, also, with this T-square, again, we don't want to run into disagreements or conflicts. What? Hello, Pluto retrograde with authority. And that's another connection with the new moon. But Mercury is retrograde, as always, not at its best retrograde. And it's not that kind of Capricorn authority or Aries authority. It's about the Leo authority. So you really want to temper your need to get your way right now. And because Leo and Pluto are fixed, and Saturn and Neptune are cardinal and they're Leos, and that's not too good right now with that retrograde connection. So my advice right now, just kind of go with the flow. It's a great time to put those ideas, inspiration on paper, or have serious discussions, because this is a rather creative chart, even if it's a little bit questionable right now, even if we are picking at the details and we kind of want to make things happen and we're feeling delays and blocks, and there's some frustrations with the tech stuff and the space stuff and the future stuff and wanting to get our way. Just take this time to really create. And why else? Because look at Uranus. Uranus is, well, It's new in Gemini, and although there can never be right now a connection with Venus, they are both in Gemini, and Uranus is all about invention and kind of similar to Pluto. It's about the future and communications. That's also going to be to the forefront now. It's about communication, how we communicate. And let's look at the positive here. There is a sweet sextile air and fire to both the retrograde Saturn and Neptune in Aries. So that's good, as aforementioned, for our creativity, for our unique Aries original ideas. And this is very good to really have serious discussions, Gemini. And it's really good to kind of maybe travel a little bit. You've got Uranus and Venus and Gemini, so we want to be on the go. And that would be kind of good therapy right now. You want to be on the go. You want to communicate. You want to express. So when we find ourselves with some pent up frustrations right now during this new moon, that's kind of a good outlet here with the Gemini, Uranus, and Saturn and Neptune and Aries. We want to move around a lot and communicate everything. And then we've got the sextile with, yes, retrograde Pluto powerhouse in Aquarius with Saturn, Neptune. So that is good. Aquarius is about ideas, and so is Aries. More ideas oriented in this chart. And of course, we've got the trine with Uranus and powerhouse Pluto. So with the Gemini connection, with the Aries fire connection, which kind of gives us a lot of enthusiasm, with Pluto air connection, well, we are feeling a bit detached right now. So that's one good feature to take away from this is there may be conflicts there, but although we may feel a little bit of some conflict, if you will, there's this sense that we have to kind of pull back and not get lost in drama. So that's another good connection here with this chart, with this Virgo connection. We want to take a stance of rationality, sensibility, and that is really good with the chart. We are full of energy. Yes, we may be frustrated because we want to take off with our projects or ideas, and we take 3 steps forward and 2 steps back. But keep in mind, we've got a lot of enthusiasm here with this fire connection with Aries and Leo. We've got a lot of brilliant ideas. There's a lot of chatter going on with little action we may feel during this time, especially with the powers that be, or especially with what we want to move ahead with the future. But keep in mind, this is a time for not getting results right away, but it is a good time to go behind the scenes. It is a good time to really put forth your ideas, really think about and write down some of those ideas and discuss, Gemini, those ideas right now. It's all about really preparing for the future. It's really about not expecting that we could make a lot of progress. We may find ourselves frustrated with authorities. We may feel like we want things to happen and they may not. We'll have to put it off for about another month or so. But hey, this is a time for self expression. This is where we will find a positive outlook, expressing who we are, our individuality. I can't say it enough, our creativity, our inspiration, our ideas. It's a time for expressing and be proud of our enthusiasm and our individuality. Yes, we may be frustrated with a lot of technical stuff going on right now. We may have some conflicts, but if we just kind of kick back behind the scenes, do the digging, kind of lay off the disagreements and the pickiness right now and the criticism and develop a more tolerant outlook towards each other and just go with the flow in the tone of this Leo new moon chart and still be proud of who you are, your enthusiasm, your individuality, and try to get along as best we can. Then this Leo new moon will be a much brighter and much more easygoing new moon.